Tonight, the North Penn Knights have a 3-point lead at halftime, 22-19 over the Abington Galloping Ghosts, in what has been really a grinded-out running game for both teams here. Although North Penn has connected on a big pass for one of their touchdowns to Nate Vielhauer. Joe, basically Abington has been on the ground. They haven't even, I don't think, thrown a pass yet.
Yeah, rushing has been very key for Abington tonight. John Connor has 112 yards rushing on just 9 carries, and 55 of them came on this play right here.
Just your basic counter, and he busts it loose. Gets by Martin Leonard and Jason Payne, and at the end there, Lou Mims, 55 of his 112 yards on that play, Joe.
That was a nice play there by Connor. Another big rusher for Abington tonight has been Johnson. He's got 122 rushing yards on only 11 carries, which is an average of 11 yards per carry, Kyle, and that's pretty good. Vielhauer for the Knights, though, has 95 yards and 84 yards passing for 2 TDs. So he's been playing pretty good tonight, too, Kyle.
Of course, I think those 84 yards of receiving have come on only 2 receptions. That 75-yarder. Of course, I think they dumped one off to him for a 9-yard gain as well. Taking a look at some of the team stats, North Penn only has 189 yards of total offense. That's about on their average at about the halfway point of the game. Abington has 249 yards, all rushing so far. No passing yards, none attempted. So Abington with 249 yards rushing, and that is also their total yardage number. They are only averaging 231.5 a game on the ground, so they're already above that average. 268.3 total yards a game. They're well on the way to doing that tonight, unless North Penn can come up with something spectacular in this second half. Of course, North Penn with those 189 yards total, 134 of them have been through the air, namely on that one pass play to Nate Vielhauer that was set up as basically a 10-yard dump pass, and he busted it out for a couple more yards and broke it free down to the Abington end zone. Of course, the only turnover in tonight's game has been that Abington fumble on that option, but it turned out it didn't really hurt Abington as North Penn could not put together a drive and had the first punt of tonight's game.
You're right, this game has pretty much been rushing for both teams. Abington probably will not attempt to pass all night the way they've been rushing. You really can't expect it coming to them.
Yeah, of course, 2 weeks ago when Abington played Norristown, they didn't complete a pass in the whole game either. In fact, between the two teams, only one pass was completed. Norristown wound up completing the game's only pass. Taking a look around Suburban 1 League action tonight, Ben Salem visits Norristown, both teams 1-3. Keith Davis and the Owls are trying to rebound from last week's loss to North Penn. And sophomore sensation for the Eagles, Tony Swittenberg, will be trying to rush in a couple touchdowns for the Eagles. Council Rock visits number 8, CB East. Both teams are 2-2. Alex Wade, who we saw 2 weeks ago on North Penn Television against Council Rock, will go into the Lions' Den at War Memorial Stadium in CB East. And both teams will try to get back above the 500 mark, and really CB East has been an underachieving team this year. They had a great season last year, lost a couple guys to graduation. They're going to try to get back on track. Pennsbury tonight is visiting Harry S. Truman. Pennsbury has a record of 2-2. Harry S. Truman 1-3. The Falcons of Pennsbury really had a huge upset last week against CB East. That was a game that East should not have lost, but Pennsbury wound up taking that one. Pennsbury is led by their quarterback, Dave Shimp, and their wide receiver standout, Josh Jarzik. And they will try to throw the ball deep on the Tigers' defense tonight, see what they can do. And, of course, the marquee matchup in Suburban 1 League football, probably so far in the season, will be tomorrow night's game at War Memorial Stadium. Number 1 in the area, number 2 in the state. CB West, 4-0, plays host. They're taking a trip to Neshaminy, number 6 in the area. Neshaminy lost last week, taking a little bit of the luster off of this matchup. Would have been a battle of the undefeateds. But Jim Dietz and Antoine Lovelace will try to lead the Redskins to a victory over CB West. Of course, CB West is North Penn's matchup next week. It's the family feud, Pettin Jr. versus Pettin Sr. It's going to be a beauty next week at War Memorial Stadium.
That's going to be a real good matchup for both teams. They both run pretty much the same offense, father-son relationship.
No surprise here in the opening kickoff. Out is Johnson, in is Gillespie. Taking it for the Knights is High Key Johnson on the return out to about the 29-yard line. We're underway in the second half. North Penn leading 22-19. They'll take over 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line.
I think that's the first kick we've seen tonight that's gone over 5 yards in the air, Kyle.
course, that's, like I said, no surprise. They're taking out Dave Johnson, who averaged about 16 yards a kick on his 3 kickoffs in the first half. And Gillespie got a little bit of leg under that one, so a decent kick to start off. North Penn on the 29-yard line. Parentozzi, the quick handoff up the middle of Vielhauer. Not going anywhere. Reese Dawson meets him at the line of scrimmage. And Reese Dawson has been pretty solid tonight for the Ghost defense. He's playing defensive end, but he's been all over the field making tackles on pass plays, and right there coming up, stepping up on Vielhauer up the middle. Dawson
is a real solid player. He's real thick, and he's going to be able to make the inside tackles like you just saw right there. He also has good quickness, so he anticipates things, and he comes up to the line of scrimmage a lot.
North Penn has a 2nd and 9 here. Vielhauer barely got a yard on that play. Here's a keeper by Parentozzi trying to get around the corner, and does. Does he get the first down? Knocked out of bounds on that play, and I believe he does get the first down on the spot. Knocked out of bounds by number 3, Justin Weldon. And a good run by Parentozzi. They faked up the middle to Vielhauer on that play, got the defense to bite. And all Parentozzi had to do was run out and turn the corner there, Joe.
That's right. Both ends for Abington came into the middle to try to help Vielhauer get tackled, but Vielhauer did not have the ball. Parentozzi just had a nice run outside.
Exactly, and that's what happens. They probably had a pinch going on that play and just got caught. Motion again. Now Mims will come into the halfback spot. Payne in the slot. Parentozzi up the middle to Vielhauer. Picks up maybe 1 yard. Stop on the play by number 75, Ben Hammond, the 6', 250-pound defensive tackle.
That was another nice play by the defensive line for Abington. They're just making solid tackles up the line. So you probably see North Penn go more outside, especially if Abington's going to keep up these nice tackles.
And you have to think one of the reasons, Joe, that Abington has really struggled this year, they've lost their best player probably in a couple of years to come through Abington. Marcus Hoover, of course, was also a decent basketball player. He was Big 33 last year for Abington. He's at Stanford right now playing football. Here's a counter to Mims, picking up about 4 yards on that play, maybe 3. That's Mims' 2nd carry tonight. He has about 15 yards. They'll set up a 3rd and 7. North Penn will have the ball on their own 45-yard line.
You'll have to expect a pass here from North Penn, but we have seen a couple big runs tonight, so you'd have to think pass, and maybe that's what they're hoping the defense is thinking, pass, and just run one outside, or maybe run one right up the middle.
North Penn's got to hurry up here. The play clock's running. They need to get some personnel in. And one thing, Joe, that we really haven't seen this year, although North Penn has many wrinkles in their offense, not a lot of trick plays. They've basically been a knock-it-out football team. We'll see what they do here. Abington gets back on site after jumping. Heike Johnson on the option. Can he get the first down? Stood up. And I don't think he got it. He gets out to about midfield and stopped by 3 Abington players.
Abington did a good job of running over and taking away the first down from him. They just cut off his angle on that play.
An Abington player is shaken up on that play. It looks like it's number 7. That's Terrell Watts, the D-back. So it will be 4th and 2 for North Penn. We'll be back after this as they look at Terrell Watts on the field.
Why would anybody give someone they don't know a gift? Because the need is desperate. Please give blood. There's a life to be saved right now.
Back here at Crawford Stadium, it's 22-19 North Penn. 4th and 2. Ball is at midfield. We'll see if North Penn goes for it here or punts it. 9:35 to go. Now the clock starts running. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 2. A big play here early on in the half. Full house backfield. Parentozzi up the middle to Vielhauer, and he has the first down. A good run by Nate Vielhauer. Picks up just about 3 yards there. Enough for the first down. Moves the ball into Abington's territory. And North Penn has started off this half with a pretty decent drive so far, Joe.
That last play was another one like we were talking about. They just set up, and they just know where they're going with the ball. And Abington knew where they were coming with it, but they just couldn't defend it because they had too much personnel on the right side.
They're actually going to measure this, and it really appeared to me that he got, they're calling him off. The referee clearly signaling first down. Abington might have wanted to measure that one, but the head official, the referee, says no way. That's a first down, and clearly a good call there. I mean, Vielhauer needed only 2, and he picked up about 3 or 4 there, so it'll be 1st and 10 for North Penn. Ball on the Abington 47 now. Parentozzi under center. Here's the quick inside run to Vielhauer, and he breaks loose. He'll pick up a first down. A good run by Nate Vielhauer. Pickup of about 15 on that play. Had Abington looking option there and came to the quick draw to Nate Vielhauer.
Another big hole created by the offensive line. The North Penn did a good job setting up that play with an outside run earlier in the beginning of this half, and the Abington defense might have been looking for another option play, and like you said, just a quick in right to Vielhauer.
Of course, Abington taking a timeout here. Clock stopped with 8:55 to go after North Penn picks up that first down. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball on the Abington 31 after that good run by Nate Vielhauer. Nate Vielhauer now has grounded out totally 116 yards, both rushing and receiving, and of course he has 2 touchdowns.
North Penn's got a good drive going here, Kyle. Let's just see if they can keep it up and get a touchdown, or maybe even a field goal, because Parentozzi does have a good leg.
And of course, North Penn eating up some of the clock here. They've already had 3 minutes on this drive. They'll continue to use up this clock. They'll be calling a play here. I don't know what they'll do. 1st and 10. Probably just stick with the ground game that's worked for them for the most part on this drive. And Vielhauer's been a main part of the offense so far in this second half, picking up a couple big plays, of course, that 4th and 2, and then comes back on 1st and 10 and gets 15 yards on a play up the middle that really, I mean, let's face it, the offensive line did create that play, but you got to credit Nate Vielhauer on the run, too.
Right, you're not usually going to see Vielhauer get more than 10, 15 yards on a carry. He's more of the pack it in real tight, get a couple extra yards. But that was a nice play by Vielhauer. He made a nice run.
So Coach Pettin walks off the field after giving the play to his team in the huddle after that timeout. Full house backfield, Payne, Vielhauer, and Johnson. Here's the give to Johnson. Look out. Nobody picked those 2 up, making the tackle on that play. We don't have a number 54 in our program, so just like we had against CB Weston Soccer, we're just going to have to call him the nameless wonder, number 54, making the stop on that play.
It looked like the offensive line didn't have their scheme right. A couple guys pulled, a couple guys trapped. They weren't on the same page.
Yeah, it was basically a delay play to Johnson, and the offensive line might have left their blocks a little too early. They'll stick with the full house backfield, though. Pickup of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Here's the pitch now to Johnson. He's got blocks. He's got room, too. Can he get to the first down marker? I don't think so. He's about maybe 1 or 2 yards short. He got about 7 on that run.
That was a good play by North Penn. They just brought everybody to the right side. And North Penn's pretty, like you said earlier, they're not going to do that many trick plays. They're pretty much going to tell you what they're going to do. Either it's going to be a short run, go for a short run, or go for a sweep like we just saw.
Meanwhile, Heike Johnson did get a good spot on that run, and it will be 1st and 10 for North Penn at the Abington 20-yard line. Pretty generous spot by the official, but North Penn will take it. Clock running, 7:42 to go. Open set, Vielhauer the fullback, Johnson the halfback. Here's the counter to Johnson, rather. Not much doing on that play.
There's not that big of a hole for Johnson to get through on that play. And he hesitated a little bit looking for the hole, which cost him yardage.
Met at the line of scrimmage, but manages to eke out about 1 yard on that play. It'll be 2nd and 9. Ball on the 19-yard line of Abington. And North Penn now in the middle of a 5-minute drive, having the ball since the beginning of this half. And taking the ball about 60 yards so far on this drive. Parentozzi running the option, decides to keep it. That was a broken play right there.
You got to give some credit to Abington's defensive line on that play. They had a good push into the backfield, which really Parentozzi couldn't read the option play because there was 3 guys tackling him right away.
That'll set up a 3rd and 10, loss of 1 on that play. The ball spotted back at the North Penn the Abington 20-yard line. And we'll see what North Penn does here. Of course, 3rd and 10, you'd think pass. They might just try to work the ball back to the middle of the field. The ball's spotted on the right hash mark right now. Of course, this is within Parentosi's range. He's hit a 39-yarder in a scrimmage that I've seen. So we'll see what Parentosi can do. They're looking pass right here, but it's a play-action pass on the draw. Parentosi throws, complete! Kenrick Smith close to a first down. Does he have it? We'll see. Where is the ball spotted? Short of that first down. Gets about 9 yards on that play.
That was just another good drag pattern by the receiver. They just find the open zone every time in Abington's defense.
We'll take a look at that last pass and see how it was set up. Parentosi just dropped back in a nice little crossing pattern by Kenrick Smith. So that'll set up a 4th and 1, Joe, and they'll bring in the full house. They're not going to kick a field goal here. They're shoving it right down Abington's throat. We'll see what they do. Quick handoff to Vielhauer, and he does have that first down. Once again, short yardage. They're giving it to Nate Vielhauer and doing a good job on that short yardage running situation. 1st and 10 Knights. Make that 1st and goal inside the 10. He gets down to the 7-yard line. Got about 4 yards on that play.
Vielhauer does a great job of keeping his legs going after the initial hit. That's why he makes such a good fullback, not only because he blocks well, because he's also a threat to run.
Vielhauer in the backfield. Parentosi will keep it. Can he get in? Touchdown Knights! Parentosi gets inside the pylon. 5:01 to go on the clock in the third quarter, and North Penn has now taken a 28-19 lead on Parentosi's 7-yard keeper. Of course, there you see, they give it to Vielhauer on the previous play on short yardage, and then they go play action with him, and Parentosi just keeps it on the bootleg. Good job by Parentosi.
Right, we saw that earlier during this drive, too. Parentosi just did a good job of just getting to the outside as quick as he could and just getting inside that pylon, like you said.
Parentosi will come on to attempt the extra point. Kenrick Smith will hold. Low snap, but Kenrick Smith gets it down. The kick is up and good. 29-19. North Penn has taken a 10-point lead. Here's a look at that run by Parentosi. And basically untouched into the end zone. Had to dive for that last yard or so, but a good effort by Parentosi, getting down and dirty inside the goal line.
Like you said, though, the thing that set up that play was the Vielhauer run before that. The defense was keyed on Vielhauer so much and trying to stop the short run by him that they forgot about Parentosi for just 1 second, and that 1 second made the difference.
Exactly, and that's just getting back once again, as we've said several times tonight. Excellent play calling by Coach Pettin.
It all comes down to the coach's calls when you really break it down. And sure, you have to have the personnel, but the coach's calls really make a big difference in the game.
Back deep to receive for Abington is Jim Johnson and John Connor. Parentosi approaches the ball. A low squib kick, a knuckleball. Same exact thing as in the end of the second quarter. Off of Chris Johnson and caught by John Connor. Just about a carbon copy of that previous kick that we saw.
John Connor just keeps being right where the ball's deflecting off of his teammate. Usually you don't see that. Usually you see it deflect to the left or to the right, but it's going straight back to him. That's real lucky for Connor.
4:56 remaining in the third quarter. Abington will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Not bad field position for Abington. That's been their best on a starting drive so far tonight. Split wide to the right is Jason D. Cristofero. He's just a decoy, though, as they run up the middle. And a good gang tackle by North Penn, although John Connor picked up about 5 or 6 yards on that play. Making that tackle was Jason Payne and Kenrick Smith.
D. Cristofero really has that decoy job down.
Yeah, they worked him and Dan Kim, I believe, in the first half a lot. They'll send them out wide just to make sure that they can get some guy out there covering. But really, as we said, it's a decoy. And here goes Kim out split right for the Ghost, rather. And really, like we said, we'd be really surprised if they pass so far tonight. And here's a play to the inside, and the North Penn defensive line, basically the whole line tackled the running back on that play. I believe that was Johnson. Check that, that's Jason Markey. So a good stop by the defense. A loss of 1 on the play. That'll bring up about 3rd and 4, maybe 3. inside of 4 minutes in the third quarter.
On that last play, the defensive line just stood up all the offensive line players so they could read it better, and then it just collapsed on Markey.
Big play here. North Penn trying to pull away. And a good way to do that is to stop Abington on their first drive of the half. Johnson, nowhere. Good stop by the North Penn defense, and the crowd applauds, and rightfully so. A good defensive stop by the Knights.
The Knights might have picked up on something. They've had a couple nice stops so far on defense, and that's really going to help them because, like we said time and time again, Abington only runs the ball.
Coming on as the punting team, it will be Frank Gillespie with the punt. Ball is spotted at the 42, 4th and 3. It's a good snap. Gillespie gets up a shank off the side of his foot, and it takes a North Penn bounce. And we'll be down by Abington at the 36-yard line. It's only about an 18 or 20-yard punt. Not very good off the side of his foot, as we saw. On the clockwise spin, that obviously means on a right-footed kicker, it went off the side of his foot. It was a spiral, but not the kind of spiral a kicker wants to see.
You're right. The coaches really can't be happy with that, but it was his first punt of the night. He might not have been warmed up. And the defense really had a nice push. They were coming at him a little bit.
North Penn will take over on their own 36-yard line, similar field position to Abington's last drive. North Penn will try to run some more time off the clock. Abington, of course, went 3 and out on that last drive. Johnson and Payne in motion. Payne will set up in the near slot. Play action pass. Parentozzi looking for Lou Mims, and threw off the run and overthrew Mims, unable to catch that pass.
Parentozzi really threw a wounded duck on that play. Didn't give Mims any chance to catch that ball.
Exactly. He didn't set up, and of course, on a rollout, sometimes the quarterback will not set up. But as you know, Joe, it's really a lot easier for a quarterback to throw once he can get set up.
You're right.
And not really too much pressure by the Abington defense, and a wide open Lou Mims as well.
You're right. Sometimes it just happens, though. Parentozzi has done a good job tonight passing. One pass out of 10 is not that bad, you know what I mean?
Parentozzi is now 6 for 12, 50% completion percentage on the night. Decent game by Parentozzi so far. Here's a quick option to Johnson. Almost breaks it. And gets finally tackled by John Connor. A good tackle around the ankles of Johnson. Pickup of about 7 or 8 on that play.
Johnson just does a great job of making something out of nothing every time. He spins or he turtles over a guy. He's a really good instinct running back.
This will be 3rd and 3. Once again, a tough call by Coach Pettin on this play, but as we've seen so far tonight, really a good game plan by Coach Pettin on the offensive side of the ball. They're stacking it on the right side right now, and they're going to run Vielhauer up the middle. What's new? On 3rd and short, they're going to send Vielhauer up the middle for a North Penn first down, stopping the clock with 2:05 to go.
The thing now that Abington has to worry about is Vielhauer can get the short yardage, but they don't want to give Parentozzi the long yardage on the out, like on the end around that we saw before to get that touchdown and for another big play.
Yeah, if you look at Nate Vielhauer's stats probably so far tonight, his average per carry has not been that excellent, but he's been running the ball on 4th and 2, 3rd and 1, and he's been picking up the short yardage when they need it. And that's really been a key tonight for North Penn. Parentozzi will be running the option with Johnson. Look out! Parentozzi gets drilled by Justin Weldon. That was a fumble, and it goes out of bounds. North Penn will retain possession.
North Penn was real lucky that the ball went out of bounds on that play because Parentozzi, like you said, just got nailed.
And he really did take a shot, and of course that usually happens when you run the option.
You're right, you're sacrificing your quarterback.
We'll take a look at that option. You can take a look at this shot. Leveled. It leveled Tom Parentozzi by Justin Weldon. Watch this right here. Boom! And, of course, Heike Johnson unable to control that pitch. But it doesn't matter. It went out of bounds. North Penn will retain possession. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. Ball on their own 47. Parentozzi out of the shotgun. Look out. Big rush, but set up nicely for the middle screen, but staying home. Reese Dawson, who's been one of the leaders on the team. And it looks like Lou Mims might be a little shaken up, but he appears all right.
Reese Dawson has played a heck of a game tonight. He's everywhere. He's making open field tackles constantly tonight.
And, of course, that's one thing that defenses will do. If they're sending a blitz, and that's usually why you use a screen pass to counter that blitz, they left Reese Dawson back almost as a safety on that play. And he did a great job making that open field tackle, like you said, on Lou Mims. And that could have saved a first down or possibly even more. North Penn will go with trips left. And Kendrick Smith on the right side. Mims is a single setback. Plenty of time for Parentozzi. Kind of hurried that one. And that's really not the pass you want to be throwing on 4th and 12. Looking for Payne, only about 6 yards along from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Parentozzi again didn't get his feet set before he threw that ball. And it's really hard for a quarterback, like you said earlier, to be moving backwards. And give credit to the defensive line. They got in there. They were in his face on that play.
Parentozzi will be back to punt 4th and 12. Not a lot of rushing. Not a very good punt by Parentozzi. We'll take a North Penn bounce slightly, and it will be downed inside the 35-yard line of Abington. About a 23-yard punt on that play. Not Parentozzi's best effort, Joe.
No, not really. It was like a shank like Gillespie's. We've seen both punters now, the first punts of the night, just made kind of elementary errors, just letting the ball go off the side of their foot.
41 seconds to go in the third quarter. 29-19 is your score. North Penn in the lead by 10. 1st and 10, Abington, ball on their own 34. Could this be a pass from Abington? I believe it is, and throwing to a wide open Paul Sharp. Are you kidding me, Joe?
Oh, my God. That surprised me so much. We didn't think they were going to pass all night, and to get a big gain on a pass like that, North Penn must be stunned right now. They must have not known that was coming home.
Pickup of about 30 or 40 yards on that play. I just don't believe it, Joe. Jeremy Goodwin throwing to a very wide open Paul Sharp, and as we've seen, they might have been setting that up all night by running about 800 times and then finally throwing one pass.
I'm so stunned right now, Kyle. I have nothing to say. I'm not prepared for that.
We're not the only ones, Joe. This crowd has kind of fallen silent after that play. Flag on the play.
I think the offensive line false started.
And that will be the call. It's a 5-yard penalty, making it 1st and 15. Ball on North Penn's 36-yard line now. They'll replay first down.
Well, you think they're going to pass on this play?
I don't know, Joe.
Now it's wide open.
They might just wait for the end of the quarter here with 7 seconds left in the clock running. I think that's what they're going to do. They're not going to hurry up. They'll take the walk to the other end of the field. As time runs out in the third quarter, North Penn, the only score in this quarter, a 7-yard touchdown run by Tom Parentozzi on the keeper, which made the score 29-19, and that's where we stand after 3 quarters. Fourth quarter action coming up on Channel 16. Keep it locked. We'll be back.
Chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium. Beginning of the fourth quarter, we're going to take a look at that 35-yard pass from Goodwin to Schultz. Here we go. We're just going to see this wide open play right here, a play action pass, and North Penn, namely Heike Johnson and Martin Leonard, got faked out of their boots right there. 35-yard pickup.
You could almost see the defensive back stunned on that play.
1st and 15, option play. Here's Jim Johnson with huge acceleration down to the 21 or 22-yard line of North Penn. So Abington comes back, starting the fourth quarter off well on that on that 1st and 15 play, picking up about 13 yards. Now set up about a 2nd and 3.
Johnson once again showing us great acceleration, Kyle.
He really got to the outside quick on that and turned the ball very nicely. Just starting the fourth quarter. 29-19, North Penn in the lead and hanging on right now. 2nd and 3 inside the North Penn 25-yard line. A counter play, Johnson. I don't know if he got to the first down or not. We'll see where they spot it. Ball is spotted just outside of the North Penn 20-yard line. And I think they're going to measure right here. No, they're calling it a first down. No need to measure. 1st and 10, Abington.
I believe on that play, Kyle, Johnson's forward motion got him that first down.
Yeah, he did get out to the 20 and then got forced back. So a good call by the officials. And Abington will pick it up. 1st and 10 on the North Penn 20-yard line.
If Abington scores on this drive, Kyle, we're going to have a totally different game. A 3-point game is way different than a 10-point game.
Abington runs up to the ball out of the huddle. Goodwin under center. He'll be handing off now to Jim Johnson. Tackle made on that play by Anthony Clark. Pickup of about 4, maybe 5. We'll call it 4, 2nd and 6. Ball on the North Penn 16-yard line.
On Abington's last drive, we saw the North Penn defense standing up the line and getting good penetration and stopping their run. And now Abington on this drive has just gone back to running over North Penn's defensive line.
Just about 2 minutes into this final quarter of football action. And North Penn, like you said, Joe, just trying to stop Abington on this play. They'll send out Dan Kim, and we can't call him a decoy anymore because we never know when they're going to pass now. They might surprise us here. Goodwin gets motion out of Markey, split left. An option right. Up the middle. Not much for Abington. Good play by North Penn defense not to bite on that fake like I did, Joe.
You're right. The linebackers did a good job of reading the fullback and not the quarterback on that play.
3rd and 5, Anthony Clark on the tackle on that play. See what Abington does here. They might go back to a counter or a misdirection play, as they've done in this situation previously tonight. Goodwin takes the snap. He's going to keep it, looking deep into the end zone. Almost picked off by Kenrick Smith, who's had a huge game on defense. That throw was nowhere near Dan Kim, who had run a post pattern. So good pass defense by North Penn, and I believe Abington will go for it here. Clock stopped with 9:04. It'll be 4th and 5 on North Penn's 15-yard line.
They almost have to go for it here, Kyle.
Now you would think, Joe, they'd be trying to get a first down and not a touchdown like they did on that last play.
Right, that was a little risky on that play. But when it comes down to it, that's the quarterback's decision, and he thought that he was open in the end zone.
So here it is. This is probably the biggest play of the game so far. And if North Penn stops them right now, Abington could be in for a long night for the rest of this 4th quarter. Crowd getting into it. Goodwin rolling left. Firing. And caught. First down, Abington. A huge play.
That was just a nice play by Abington. They've turned to the pass here in the second half. I just can't believe that. And it's working. They have not made a bad pass play yet.
That was complete to Jason DiCristofaro, I believe, on that far side in the slot. Just ran a nice little button hook pattern, and a good ball by Goodwin. 1st and goal on the 5-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go now. North Penn trying to come up with a goal line stand here. See what they can do. Goodwin hands off. Up the middle. Fighting, still fighting. I think that was Jim Johnson. Picked up 1, maybe 2.
Johnson did a good job of spinning off of the first hitter to get a couple more yards, but he didn't get much.
Yeah, once again, Joe, that North Penn goal line stand right there, they brought a lot of guys up to the line of scrimmage, and they really shut down on that inside run.
I wouldn't be surprised if Abington does like a rollout pass like North Penn did on that 2-point conversion.
Or just even a keeper by Goodwin. You never know. And really, with the 3 running backs, now they'll actually go to a very tight goal line situation. Offense. Everybody in tight. They're going to run a double reverse. Touchdown, Abington. A great play right there. A lot of misdirection. They brought everybody in tight looking for the up-the-middle run. And just a great play right there. John Connor will get credit for that touchdown on a 4-yard run. That's his second touchdown of the night on that reverse.
Like you said, just a great play called. North Penn's defense was just totally caught off guard on that play. They thought they were just going to pound it right down the throats, but...
And this is, of course, a huge extra point. We usually overlook this, but if Gillespie misses this, Abington has to get a touchdown, not an extra point, and he misses it wide left. And Abington now will have to score a touchdown. They cannot tie the game with a field goal. Here's a look at that reverse. A really interesting play here, run out of the wonders of the wing T offense. Johnson took the original handoff and handed off to Connor. What can you say, Joe? North Penn really needs to get down the field, eat up the clock, and score here.
North Penn will probably run on every play on this drive, unless they need a big yardage situation, and then they might go to the pass. But going back to that last touchdown, we've seen that a lot of times tonight by Abington, the inside reverse. It's not a commonly used thing in high school football, but out of the wing T offense, it's used to perfection with all the blockers up on the line of scrimmage.
Coach Pedden giving things a look on the sideline. He'll see what his Knights can do here. 7:41 to go in the fourth quarter. We got ourselves a barn burner here, 29-25. North Penn will receive the kickoff.
Another important thing is the kickoff, Kyle. They have to get a good one here. They have to send North Penn back deep. And if they don't, North Penn's going to have an easier chance of scoring again and really putting this game out of reach.
Yeah, it's still too early to try an onside kick, so Gillespie will just bomb this as far as he can.
North Penn has all their guys up looking for the short kick, and I don't blame them out of all the kicks we've seen tonight.
Yeah, they have 5 guys at about 10 yards and another 5 at about 18 yards, so Lou Mims is the only one deep for North Penn. Gillespie's kick is a little squibber, and it gets by Mims if he lets it go out of bounds, but he doesn't. Mims is going to run to the far side, the near side of the field. He's got room if he can get by Dawson. Check that. That's Terrell Watts making a good tackle, saving Mims and going pretty far down the field there. He had a lane.
That was a questionable call by Mims to see if that ball was going to go out of bounds or to take it. And I think it was a good play because they had all the defense running to one side, and he just came around, and without Watts making that nice open field tackle, that might have broken for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was good running instinct by Lou Mims on that play, coming to the opposite side of the field, trying to catch Abington off guard. North Penn in tight now on their setup, double tight end, 3 men in the backfield. Quick give is to Vielhauer. They'll probably stick with him for the good part of this game, really not trying to get anything spectacular, just hard-nosed, smash-mouth football. They just got to run it up the middle, kill the clock a little, and force Abington back into their territory. It's really a field position game right now more than anything.
First downs are real key for North Penn right now. They have to get a first down on either on this possession or on the next one. They don't want to give Abington back the ball and let them have a chance to get back into this game.
The 2nd and 7 play is a draw to Heike Johnson. He'll cut it outside, and a good wrap on that play. Tackle made by Mike Henderson. Heike Johnson 1 step away from cutting that upfield and getting another North Penn first down.
That was good containment by Henderson on that play. He didn't let Johnson get to the outside of him. He kind of just cut it off.
5 yards for Johnson on that carry, setting up a 3rd and 2 on North Penn's 33-yard line. Johnson will come off for the Knights.
Most likely we'll see Vielhauer right up the middle on this play.
And he is the lone setback. Everybody in tight once again. Abington's bringing everybody. It's a keeper by Parentosi. What a block by Jason Payne. He flattened number 35, Evan Holmes, and he made that play. And Parentosi will be the first to tell you that play does not happen if Payne does not put Holmes on his back. What can I say, Joe? Payne just leveled Holmes on that play.
Jason Payne has made a couple nice blocks tonight, especially on that long touchdown run. And right there, that was a key first down that North Penn just got.
And you really usually see them from people like Orlando Pace. But let me tell you, Jason Payne really leveled Holmes. And what a great block. That set up that play. Parentosi 1st and 10, ball on his own 40-yard line. Long snap count. Up the middle, it's Vielhauer. Stopped. Still wasn't brought down, but they're going to stop him on forward progress. Got about 1.5, maybe 2 yards before being stopped. It'll set up a 2nd and 8 or 9.
You would hate to see North Penn turn over the ball right now. They have this game in control. We just don't want to see a stupid play, basically, from North Penn. Just hold on to the football.
Exactly. I mean, just stick with Vielhauer, stick with Mims, stick with Johnson. Whatever's worked all night, keep it up.
Right, nothing fancy.
Parentozzi gives it to Johnson. Can he get through? No, he's thrown down after picking up about 3 yards. Making the tackle on the play for Abington was number 3, Justin Weldon.
Johnson has been pretty much kept under control tonight. Abington's defense has done a good job containing Johnson and not letting him get to the outside where Johnson is most dangerous. Excuse me.
Pick up about 5 for Johnson on that play. 3rd and 4. Ball beyond the North Penn 46-yard line. 4:25 to go. 29-25. North Penn leading. Everybody in tight for North Penn. Short yardage situation. And they give it to Vielhauer. No surprise there. And Vielhauer picks up 5 or 6 yards on that play. A beauty. Of course, Joe, this game against Abington is really important for the Knights because let's face it, they're scheduled for the next 4 weeks. At CB West, at Pennsbury, home against CB East, home against Neshaminy. That's got to be the toughest, 4 of the toughest teams in the league, back to back to back to back.
You're right. So this game is a good start for North Penn. If they can get a win here, especially in a pretty close game like it is now, it's good. It's a good confidence builder going into those tough games.
1st and 10 North Penn. Ball now into Abington territory on the 46, and the Knights are really eating up the clock right now. Now under 3:50 to go. Up the middle to Vielhauer. Flags all over the place.
That looked like another false start.
Yeah, Mike Henderson, number 30 of Abington, signaling that it's all North Penn's false start. But now Chris McKelvey, unfortunately, is injured for the Knights. The big sophomore, 6'4", 270. He's really been playing well for North Penn on the line this year and has been one of the keys to their running game. That's a shame that he gets hurt on a play that doesn't even really count on a false start.
I was just thinking that, Kyle.
We're going to take a break while they're looking at Chris McKelvey. We'll be back after this. 3:48 to go in the 4th quarter. 29-25 North Penn. Stay with us.
Billy wants to work on airplanes someday. Maybe one that you fly in. Now, would you like to call for this free booklet of simple ways to improve his education?
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium. A big round of applause for Chris McKelvey coming off the field. We'll take a look and see if we can pick up what happened on that play. Just watch McKelvey on the right side of the line. Looked like he might have locked legs with one of his own players or possibly an Abington player. He limps off to the sideline and he'll take a seat on the bench as our trainer Dave DeFusco will take a look at him. So it's 1st and 15 for the Knights on their own 48-yard line after that penalty. Evan Fitzpatrick moves up to the line. Payne in motion toward the near side. Parentozzi gives it to Lou Mims.
Ball's loose.
Ball is loose. Who has it? The officials, I think, early indication is North Penn ball, and it will remain North Penn's ball. Who other than Nate Vielhauer to get on that ball, who's played once again an excellent game for North Penn on both sides of the football tonight.
That was a real close call for North Penn right there. It was a good shot by the Abington defense just to jar that ball loose.
No gain on that play for North Penn. 2nd and 15, ball on their own 48. Clock now running. Time obviously a factor. 2:50 to go and counting. Fitzpatrick split to the left side. Payne in motion. Parentozzi, quick draw to Nate Vielhauer. Can he get the first down? I don't know. Where is the spot? He got about 15 yards on that. He's awfully close. Once again, Vielhauer inside just all night right there for North Penn. An excellent play.
Vielhauer really showing why he's a co-captain of this team tonight. He's led North Penn defensively and offensively.
The officials are going to take a timeout and bring the sticks out to measure. This is really close right here. But once again for North Penn, I mean, if this is 4th and short, if they don't make it, it's Vielhauer time again, just right up the middle. In fact, this is probably close enough to sneak it. We'll see what happens. They are short of it by about maybe a half of a yard. We'll see what happens. Mims is going to come in for Johnson. And now Abington has taken a timeout. 2:25 is where the clock is stopped. It's going to be 3rd and 1, not 4th and 1, excuse me. 29-25 once again is your score. North Penn up by 4. The ball will be on Abington's 37-yard line. And Joe, as we look at this is really a big play. If North Penn, or even the next play if it comes to 4th and 1, really North Penn needs to get a first down here just to solidify this game. Here's another look at that fumble that North Penn almost lost and Nate Vielhauer fell on. Watch this. Ball is loose right here, and Nate Vielhauer, extremely alert, great reaction time, falling right on that ball, Joe. And he's had a nose for the football tonight as he has for basically the whole year.
I think Dawson came up and made that hit, who has been all over the field tonight, too.
Yeah, Reese Dawson has really helped Abington stay in this game on the defensive side of the ball. And really North Penn, I think, has converted all but two or three of their drives into scoring drives, and Reese Dawson, really an excellent game. So it'll be 3rd and short. North Penn will line everybody up the middle. Vielhauer the setback. Parentosi's going to sneak it. I think he might have gotten to the line. It's going to be close. They may have to measure again. Parentosi going with that sneak. Kind of went through that hole standing up and was met just about at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what happens.
It almost looked like Parentosi was trying to cut or make a move, and that's not what you're trying to do on a quarterback sneak right up the middle, especially when you only need half of a yard.
So here we go again, another measurement. See if North Penn can pick up this first down. This time the clock is stopped with 2:04 to go. They'll bring out the sticks and see what happens here. Does Parentosi have it? I don't think so.
I think he's a little short, Kyle.
He might have even lost a couple inches on that play. So here we go, Joe. Is it Vielhauer time?
I would have to think so, seeing how Parentosi stood up on that last play.
So 4th and about a foot or two for North Penn. Less than a yard, definitely. Parentosi gets the play from Coach Pettin and comes in. So here it is. This could be the play of the game right here. 4th and 1. Less than a yard, actually. Parentosi under center. Same formation from North Penn. Everybody in tight. Parentosi, I think, is going to let some time run off and then call timeout. Now he's going to get the play going. It's Vielhauer. Ball is loose. Abington will have the ball no matter what, even if they didn't recover that. North Penn turns it over on downs, Joe, and the sure-handed Vielhauer fumbles. I think that's his first fumble of the year. And really, this gives Abington, this is a good one right now, Joe. Abington has, I believe, 2 timeouts left, 1:39 to go, and 60 yards of ground to cover. And North Penn clinging to that 4-point lead. And if it's any time for the defense to step up, obviously now is the time.
Abington's defense has been run over all night by the North Penn offensive line, but not on the most important play of the game, Kyle.
So the crowd getting into it, rooting on the North Penn Knights defense here at Crawford Stadium. Good win. Has the keeper, and he's stuck for a loss. Good defense by North Penn, not biting on anything. High-key Johnson coming up to make that tackle, along with number 50 for the Knights. That's Pete Myers.
Abington's going to have to find another play. North Penn knows when that play is coming now.
Here's a look at that fumble by Vielhauer real quickly. It's just basically Vielhauer up the middle, and he tried to bounce it off right here, and just a beautiful strip right there by Abington's number 75. That was Ben Hammond. Here's a 2nd and 10. The ball is loose! And Knights have it. Unbelievable, Joe. Turnabout is fair play as the Knights take over. That's their second fumble recovery of the night, and what better time to do that than now? 57 seconds left. 1st and 10, North Penn on Abington's 38. All they have to do is run it out right now.
You're right. It looked like Goodwin almost. I think he lost the ball from the center when it was coming up to him from the snap. And that's not what you wanted to do right there for Abington. You get the ball back, and now North Penn, all I have to do is run out the clock.
So it looks like North Penn will go to 4-0 on this season. And they take a knee. Parentozzi does. Here's a look at that last fumble. And just unbelievable. North Penn just falls on that ball.
I'm pretty sure he lost it during the snap, Kyle.
And Nate Bielhauer picks it up. Unbelievable. Nate Bielhauer. Just a great game for 2 weeks in a row. Scored 3 touchdowns last week. Has 2 this week. 2 key fumble recoveries. Although he did lose the one, he sure as heck made up for it on that play.
Right, he was just in the right place at the right time right there.
So Abington has used their second timeout. They have 1 left in this ball game, which has 38 seconds left. North Penn 29, Abington 25. North Penn will probably remain undefeated. There is some football left here. You never can rule out a victory by Abington. It's still close enough. You never know, Joe.
You're right, Kyle.
Marching Knights getting into it. Of course, we've said that North Penn, their offensive line has filled some holes so wide you could get those Marching Knights through it, and really just excellent. And of course, Joe, our story coming into this second half was the Abington rushing game. They already had about 225 yards. Well, this just in, 27 rushing yards this half for Abington. Superb, excellent adjustment made by the North Penn defense at halftime. You just can't ask for anything better than that.
Right, Connor and Johnson really never got into the game during the second half. They couldn't get into a flow and or a rhythm like they did in the first half. And surprisingly, Goodwin made a couple nice passes during this half.
So all Tom Parentozzi has to do now is let the clock run down a little bit, take a knee, and take this victory. North Penn probably won't be too happy with this one. It's a lot closer than they wanted it to be, but a victory is a victory. Parentozzi takes a knee, and that's it. North Penn Knights have won 29-25 here at Crawford Stadium. They'll move to 4-0 on the season. Look out, Dad. Here comes your son, Mike Pettin, coming straight at you next week, Friday night at War Memorial Stadium in CB West. Could figure to be a battle of the only 2 undefeateds in Suburban 1. That's granted that CB West defeats Neshaminy next week. But all in all, Joe, a good game by both teams. Abington sure made it exciting tonight.
Abington really surprised both of us, I think, Kyle, coming out, scoring a lot of touchdowns early and quickly, and they did a good job running the ball.
We'll be back with a recap after this with some final stats. Stay with us.
We want to see our children succeed. But setting easy goals for our kids creates the toughest obstacle they'll ever face. Because succeeding in the real world isn't easy. Help the effort to raise standards in America's public schools. Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.
Welcome back to a jubilant Crawford Stadium after the North Penn Knights have defeated the Abington Galloping Ghost by a score of 29-25. Look at some final stats. The total yards for both teams. North Penn, 312 total yards, 140 through the air, and 205 on the ground. They really grounded it out on that in that last half. Abington, 321 total yards, 276 on the ground, and 45 yards passing on 2 plays. Look at Coach Pettin right there. A little disappointed probably with tonight's win, but like we say, a win is a win. And it's Family Feud next week at CB West. That's just one of the... You can't ask for anything better than that. A couple probably undefeated teams, that's assuming CB West wins, of course, this weekend. But Pettin's bringing his boys into his dad's house next week. We'll see what happens.
I know I'll be there, Kyle.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll see if we can get some footage of that game for you. It's got to be one of the better games in football history. North Penn Knights Coming into this game 3-0, that was the best start since 1981. We'll cram the books for you and tell you when the last time North Penn was 4-0. Could have been 1981, we're not sure, so we'll stick with that. But once again, a beautiful game played by North Penn on the offensive side of the ball. Rushing defense may need a little work, especially against Dave Armstrong and his 12 touchdowns and CB West. So that'll do it from here at Crawford Stadium at North Penn High School. 29-25 is your final score. Special thanks tonight to our statisticians, Chad Powell and Brian Patterson. That'll do it. Good night, everybody.